if you're a fan of diabetes smarts, well, first, thank you. Second, that probably means that you're very aware of some of the world's best foods for fighting diabetes. But are there certain forgotten foods out there that we don't normally think about, which can also have a hugely beneficial effect for our blood sugar? What everyday, non-flashy foods could secretly help to lower your long-term fasting glucose? And which odd ingredients can you eat before your meal to help lower your blood sugar after you're done eating? Stay tuned. You'll be shocked at these diabetes-fighting foods, which have been right under your nose, or right in your cupboard and fridge, this whole time. Like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and feel free to click the thanks button. Plus, stick around for 3 free gifts. Now, let's reveal 5 forgotten foods that lower blood sugar. Type 2 diabetes means that your muscle cells have become less responsive to insulin. And, of course, insulin plays a vital role for supplying energy to your cells throughout your body. So, the goal is not to stop insulin production, but instead, it's for your pancreas to release it more slowly, so that it can effectively move glucose out of your bloodstream and into your cells, where it's needed. Eating these 5 foods, especially before a carb-heavy meal, can work to curb your appetite, and they can help you avoid carb-induced glucose and insulin spikes. So, let's find out more and discover these 5 unique foods. Number 5. Celery. A simple 8-inch stick of celery can make for the ideal, nutrient-rich snack for blood glucose control. And the US Department of Agriculture found that a 40-gram serving of celery contains over 38 grams of water. That means it can help to keep you hydrated and supply feelings of satiety to keep you from overeating later in the day. Nearly 1/3 of the nutritional content of celery is dietary fiber, which research shows works to lower insulin resistance and A1C levels. The fiber in celery can also work to slow your digestion and increase feelings of fullness, both of which can aid long-term glucose control. In fact, a recent trial titled The Food Overcoming Diabetes Risk Experiment showed that pre-diabetic and diabetic adult participants who were given more fiber-rich foods, like beans, legumes, and celery, experienced blood glucose drops of up to 20 milligrams per deciliter. But beyond its fiber and water content, celery gives you other excellent diabetes-fighting nutrients, including beta cell protecting apigenin, insulin resistance preventing luteolin, anti-hyperglycemic selenin, insulin sensitivity increasing camphorol, and anti-diabetic p-coumaric acid. So, for your next glucose-lowering snack, try a stick of celery before your big meal. Number 4. Oranges. When it comes to diabetes-fighting fruits, most people probably think of apples. But did you know that the American Diabetes Association considers the orange to be a diabetes superfood? While oranges are thought of as being quite sweet, they are still classified as a low glycemic fruit. And overall, oranges have actually been shown to provide more nutritional benefits than apples. A medium-sized orange is lower in calories but contains higher amounts of certain anti-diabetes nutrients, including calcium, folate, potassium, and vitamin C, than a medium-sized apple. One orange can supply about 10% of your daily folate requirement to help your body with red blood cell formation. And incredibly, a large orange can give you over 100% of your daily vitamin C needs. Vitamin C is hugely beneficial for those with chronic high blood sugar, as it can work to slow digestion, which slows the spread of glucose into the bloodstream. Vitamin C also helps to boost immunity, and it lowers the risk of heart disease. Plus, a medium-sized orange also gives you 1.3 grams of protein. And the water content of an orange is about 86%. That means oranges can provide extra benefits to further slow the digestive process, and they can help to fill you up. And let's not forget that oranges give you a great supply of antioxidants, including the flavonoids naringenin and hesperidin, and the carotenoid lycopene. That means oranges can work too. Lower blood pressure, improve blood vessel function, reduce inflammation, and decrease the risk of heart disease in general. So while you might typically reach for apples, for your next blood sugar balancing fruit, don't forget about oranges. Number 3. Peanuts. That's right, don't forget about those peanuts either. Yes, peanuts are high in calories and fat, but they actually have a low glycemic index and glycemic load. And naturally, they supply beneficial, heart-healthy fatty acids, glucose-stabilizing protein, plus an assortment of diabetes-fighting micronutrients. Of course, we don't mean salted or sugared peanuts. We're talking raw or dry roasted options here. But acquiring protein from unsalted, natural nuts, like peanuts, can help to fill you up, slow your insulin response, and aid your weight management. A 100-gram serving of raw peanuts can give you 16 grams of carbohydrates, but over half of that is in the form of glucose-stabilizing dietary fiber. And while a serving of peanuts also contains a hefty 49 grams of fat, only a small amount is saturated fat, while 24.5 grams are monounsaturated fats, and 15.5 grams are polyunsaturated fats. That's why peanuts are actually considered to be heart healthy. And studies show unsaturated fats work to lower levels of damaging LDL cholesterol while stabilizing heart rhythms. And studies show that unsaturated fats, especially when used to replace saturated fats, can improve insulin sensitivity while decreasing the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Plus, unsalted peanuts can give you a wealth of other diabetes-fighting nutrients, including copper, folate, magnesium, manganese, and phosphorus, plus heart-aiding vitamins B1 and B3. In fact, a recent New Zealand nutritional study found that pre-diabetic participants who ate 28 grams of peanuts or almonds daily reduced blood sugar spikes by an astonishing 30%. The study also found that eating 28 grams of nuts did not negatively affect blood lipid levels or lead to weight gain. So a modest portion of peanuts can fill you up and help you manage your post-meal blood sugar without fear of adding on the pounds. Coming up, we've got our top 2 forgotten foods that lower blood sugar. But first, how about those 3 free gifts? Take your diabetes fighting game from amateur to pro with our comprehensive guide, Superfoods for Diabetics, our in-depth conversations with leading medical experts, in episode 1 of that diabetes documentary, and our new cookbook, Snacks, Meals, and Desserts that lower blood sugar. To get all 3 for free, simply click the link in the description below. Okay, let's get back to the list. Number 2. Fenugreek. Fenugreek is a leafy herb, although most of the Western world knows it as a seed. But did you know that it can make for quite the diabetes-fighting addition to your plate? A 2019 African Health Sciences Journal study found that diabetic participants who consumed 2 grams of fenugreek directly after meals for 3 months had improved insulin secretion and increased insulin sensitivity. The diabetes-fighting magic of fenugreek may actually be due to one of its sugars, galactomannan. This carbohydrate, once digested, becomes a thick, gel-like substance, which can slow gastric emptying. Essentially, that means that this form of sugar can actually help to decrease the risk of a blood sugar spike. Just a little fenugreek can go a long way, as a tablespoon of this herb can give you 3 grams of glucose-stabilizing fiber, along with 3 grams of digestion-slowing protein. Fenugreek also supplies other diabetes-fighting nutrients, including iron, magnesium, and manganese. In fact, a recent study found that type 1 diabetic participants who consumed 50 grams of fenugreek seed powder during lunch and dinner meals for 10 days experienced decreased blood sugar and LDL cholesterol levels. A separate trial found that even non-diabetics may gain up to a 13.4% reduction in post-meal blood sugar levels after consuming fenugreek. And other research shows that regularly eating fenugreek can work too. Lower total cholesterol, reduce triglycerides, suppress appetite and fat intake, and decrease inflammation. So, fenugreek should not be forgotten. Add it to soups, salads, and even curries. Alright, it's finally time to reveal today's top choice. You ready? Here comes. Number 1. Vinegar. When you think of the best ingredients to add to your plate for extra anti-diabetes benefits, you probably do not immediately think of vinegar, but you should. Researchers have found lots of positive health effects in vinegar, especially apple cider vinegar. But you can find benefits within other types of vinegar too, including red wine vinegar and balsamic vinegar. Thanks to the main active compound within vinegar, acetic acid. Even small amounts of this liquid have been shown to reduce blood pressure, lessen inflammation, aid weight loss, provide antibacterial effects, and lower post-meal blood sugar. The journal Biomed Central Complementary Medicine and Therapies revealed that apple cider vinegar consumption can significantly decrease total cholesterol, fasting glucose, and HbA1c concentrations. The Journal of Diabetes Research reported that vinegar has been found to reduce the risk of post-meal hyperglycemia, hyperinsulinemia, and hypertriglyceridemia. An animal study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food showed that vinegar with at least 4% acetic acid can work to lower fasting blood glucose levels, insulin levels, leptin, and glycosated hemoglobin. And the journal Diabetes Care suggested that consuming vinegar directly before bedtime can moderate waking glucose concentrations in type 2 diabetic adults. Research shows that vinegar works best for blood sugar control when consumed directly before a high glycemic index meal. In fact, a recent study showed that vinegar has the ability to improve insulin sensitivity by 19 to 34% during a high-carb meal, while a separate small study found that vinegar may reduce blood sugar by up to 31.4% after eating 50 grams of white bread. So, if you are worried about the possibility of a blood sugar spike after a carb-heavy meal, like pizza or pasta, try drinking even just 1 tablespoon of vinegar before you eat. You can also easily add a tablespoon of vinegar to salads, soups, or even in a cup of hot water or tea. Well, now you know about 5 incredible but often forgotten diabetes-fighting ingredients to add to your next and every meal. But what are your thoughts about this list? Which foods do you already love? And which would you prefer to leave off of your plate? Let us know by commenting below. And before you go, remember to grab your 3 free gifts by clicking the link below. Like, subscribe, feel free to click the thanks button, and stay tuned to Diabetes Smarts for more fun and informative diabetes fighting knowledge. Thank you for watching. We sure hope you're having an amazing diabetes fighting day.